In Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, we are introduced to 3 tasks as part of the Triwizard Tournament, and while I'm on a high speculating about other quarter quells in the Hunger Games, I figured I'd return to the Harry Potter series doing a similar video, especially after over 2.5 years since the last video of mine that even touched the Harry Potter franchise. So, what other tasks have been done in the past?
We don't know.
The Triwizard Tournament was established around 700 years before the events of the Harry Potter series, and took place every 5 years between Hogwarts, Beauxbatons and Drumstrang. Each school was able to put forth a single student known as a champion, and this champion would be selected by the Goblet of Fire. The champions would participate in 3 tasks, judged by a panel of judges, and the winner would get 1,000 galleons,
eternal glory,
whatever that means. During the 1792 tournament, one of the tasks was to have the champions capture a cockatrice, which is a beast with a rooster's head and a lizard tail. Not discussed in either edition of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Unfortunately, the heads of all 3 schools were injured during the task, so the tournament was cancelled until 1994. Well, we now know of one task outside of the 1994 tournament, catching a cockatrice, but that seems to be the only task we know about. It was referenced in 2 Harry Potter wikis. I'm counting it as canon. We also know that the 1994 tournament is supposed to be a safe tournament, and they had their champions fight dragons, so there doesn't appear to be that many restrictions on what the tasks we can speculate about. I also hope to propose 5 alternative tasks before this video is done. Without further delay, let's begin. The first task I propose is one where the champions have to go out into the woods or the mountains and find a chest, which they can unlock. Inside the chest, there is a silver chain with which they can chain up the werewolf that is lurking around. This task could take place at any of the 3 schools. The second task I propose is comparable to the second task we see in Goblet of Fire, only instead of diving into a lake, the champions have to travel through a blizzard up on the mountains. I reckon this task would take place at Drumstrang, which is pretty far north. The champions need to be able to warm themselves up with magic. Another environment I propose is to have a series of magic carpets that the champions have to jump on. I know magic carpets aren't common in the Harry Potter world, at least in the region that we spend time in, but they do exist and are popular in the Middle East, India, and Mongolia. Plus, it would be a huge curveball to throw at the European champions. Basically, there would be a series of flying carpets high up in the sky that the champions must jump on. Some carpets will be more stable than others. Some will stay still while others will move around a bit. If magic carpets are part of an older tournament, then any of the schools can host this task as far as I can tell. However, if this task is to be a part of the post-Goblet of Fire tournament, then it cannot occur at Hogwarts due to Britain's recent ban on magic carpets. The fourth task I propose is a treasure hunt. There will be an arena with a bunch of gold everywhere. Each champion will have an extended bag to collect the gold in. They will also have to compete with the particularly aggressive nifflers, the creatures that like to collect gold themselves. Hell, they can introduce an aggressive type of niffler into the franchise. Also, some pieces of gold could have jinxes attached that the champions would know about, but they have to detect. The final task I propose is a hunt for the Triwizard Cup, similar to Goblet of Fire's third task. Only instead of a maze, the champions are on an Easter egg hunt, only instead of Easter eggs, they need to find a series of port keys that come with clues to the next port key, or the Triwizard Cup. Initially, I thought that the champion would have to apparate, but given that there was either no age limit or a much lower one than the one imposed in 1994, I realized some of the champions might not be able to apparate, so port keys seemed like a viable alternative. While the treasure hunt and the port key tasks have pretty clear objectives and structures, the first 3 still have flexibility. The werewolf task can have each champion go one at a time, similar to the dragon task of Goblet of Fire. or they can all be out at the same time, with 3 chests. Each can only be unlocked by a specific champion, the winner being the one who manages to chain the werewolf. The snow task can have a special treasure waiting for them at the top of the mountain, similar to 1994's second task. It could be a race where the champions cannot use magic means of transportation to some finish line. It could even be a final task where they have to find the cup. The third task, the one with the flying carpets high up in the sky, could also be a race, a Cornish picture collection contest, or another opportunity to seek out some MacGuffin. Obviously, the sky is the limit to what the tasks can be. Not only what the environment is, or what the dangers are, but what objectives the champions must accomplish. What do you think? Are the tasks I suggested viable tasks? What spin-off would you offer for the tasks presented in this video? What are some tasks you could think of? And do I have your permission to feature your comment in a follow-up video if I ever choose to do one? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and the Goblet of the follow-up video, if I do one, might select your task as champion. Also, subscribe and ring the bell icon so you know when I upload a new video.